I've had a question on the back of my mind for a while now, and I need to ask other people out there. Is the NSO or the Nintendo Switch Online actually worth it for what you're paying for? Is it worth everything you get? Is it worth the yearly subscription for all of these games? How does it stack against Game Pass and even PlayStation Plus thingy that has games and stuff like that? I don't know. I don't have a PlayStation. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. I love it, but is it worth it? That's the question. That's the question. Everyone's minds. So, for those who don't know, the NSO is a internet subscription service that debuted September 18th, 2018. I have some information about it right here from this glorious website called nintendo.fandom.com. It says Nintendo Switch Online is the Nintendo Switch Online subscription service. Online gameplay was free until the service's launch, where it had to be paid through it. It launched on September 18th, 2018. Just said that. An add-on subscription, expansion pack, which includes access to additional games, is released on October 25th, 2021. So basically, with the first model that you get, you would get the online gameplay, which, like we mentioned a little bit ago, was free before this. So to play any of the paid games online, Nintendo Switch owners need to be subscribed to the service. Free-to-play games like Fortnite will not require the subscription, which we already knew. And then they also launched a phone app. I'm sure a lot of you have that, right? No, just me. You could do voice chat through the phone app for a couple of games. I know like Splatoon 2 was one of them. But why? Why not just let us talk to our friends through the Nintendo Switch? And why would we use another app when I guarantee most of us who are playing online games have Discord? So it's kind of silly. But here are some of the games. Actually, I have a list of the games that were actually had the compatibility with the online for the app. Splatoon 2, like I said. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yep. ARMS. Who played that? Actually, a lot of people did. It was a pretty good selling game. It still does pretty well. Mario Tennis Aces. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Animal Crossing New Horizons. And then the NES. Nintendo Switch Online. It also let you have cloud saving, so players could save their games, stuff like that. But only a limited number of games exclude cloud saving, which are Splatoon 2, Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. It also lets you have exclusive content like the NES, the Super NES, missions and rewards. Woo, everyone loves those. Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99, and the ability to purchase Nintendo Entertainment System Joy-Con pair, Super Nintendo Entertainment System Switch controller, Nintendo 64 Nintendo Switch controller, and Sega Genesis Nintendo Switch controller. There's an online game library. They released new games quite frequently for the NES and the SNES. And then eventually we got the expansion pack, which, like I mentioned earlier, was released on October 25th, 2021, which gave us Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis games, and paid DLC for Animal Crossing New Horizons, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Why did I say that right like that? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You got all those cool new booster courses that are launching until the end of 2023 instead of Mario Kart 9. So you can get those if you have the expansion pass, and you got the all the DLC stuff for Splatoon 2, which cool. That's great. But let's kind of go back into what I was saying earlier. Is it worth it? That's a lot of stuff. They're constantly putting new things on there. Come on, wake up. It's okay. They're constantly putting new games on there. I think it's like monthly, right? There were NES, SNES, and now there's Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis games, and there were new games going up pretty frequently. We'll get to a big list of those games here in a little bit, but is it worth it? Because you've got Game Pass that constantly is bringing in games, taking out games. It's a monthly service, stuff like that. And you've got the PlayStation tier thingy as well, which is the same thing. And then you have this one, which is a yearly subscription, but you can pay monthly, stuff like that. But we'll break that down right here. So the prices. Now we're going to just go over the US prices because I am a US citizen. I don't know if anybody from any other country really watches my videos. So for the sake of the video and for me, we'll just use the US prices. So for 1 month, and this is just for the Nintendo Switch Online, this is not the expansion pack, okay? It's $3.99 a month. Or you can do $7.99 for 3 months, and then $19.99 for the year, which isn't that bad. And then there's $34.99 for a family plan, which I do believe lets you have up to like 3 or 4 other people on there. I can't remember exactly the details of it. Probably have it right here on my phone, but I'm lazy. I'm just being honest with you, transparent. You also, like I said earlier in the video, that you have access to purchase controllers. So they put out specific controllers for the NES, SNES, 64, and the Genesis. I don't have any of them. They sold out really fast when they first launched, and when I missed that first window, I just never went back and tried to get them again. I want the 64 controller for sure. I love the Nintendo 64 and would love to have that. Yeah, that's it for the main, for the first one. That's just the $19.99 yearly package. That's just the regular NSO, the Nintendo Switch Online. It's not bad, right? $20 a year, you get all that stuff. Now, let's move on to the Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis. This is the expansion pack. Now, this is the one, it gives you the booster pass for the new courses for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that continues into 2023. It gave you the Animal Crossing New Horizons DLC that came out in 2021. And it also allowed us to do the Splatfest. You can kind of see it right here. For Splatoon 3, it was a little 12-hour demo that allowed you to play the game and stuff like that. A lot of fun. I didn't play, but I heard it's just Splatoon. So that's cool. Splatoon's great. It's fun. Good time. It's just more of the same. It also gives you access to being able to party like it's 1996. I'm pulling this exactly straight from Nintendo's website. Compete in a Mario Kart 64 race with friends online, share your screen and bring someone along for your Star Fox 64 ride, and suspend your game at any point during The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Enjoy a selection of classic Nintendo 64 games with more on the way. Level up with a Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, so you get access to the library of Nintendo 64 games that are have online multiplayer up to 4 players, Star Fox 64 with online multiplayer, Mario Kart 64 with online multiplayer. It's awesome. It's really fun. And actually, Star Fox, worked really, really well. Ran very well, but we'll get into the emulation behind the games here in a minute. I still kind of want to go over what these packages have to offer. You know, with the expansion pass, here are a list of some of the games that are available on the 64. You got Banjo-Kazooie, Dr. Mario 64, F-Zero X, you know, there's all a bunch of different types of stuff. Majora's Mask is on here, Super Mario 64. They just recently put Wave Race, Pokemon Puzzle League, which is amazing. Absolutely slaps. That game is so hard, too. I haven't played that game in years, and it absolutely wrecked my spirit the other day when I was playing it. I beat it. I did beat it. Little 8-year-old Andy would be very happy to know that I did actually beat the dang game. But yeah, it's very difficult. Was really surprised that it was that hard. But I think one of my favorite things about this is what I always go back to with the Nintendo Switch is that it's portable. I can just download the Nintendo 64 onto my console, and now everywhere I go, I don't need to have a wireless connection to play these games, which was something that I remember one of my friends was trying to tell me, that you had to be connected to the online to play them. You don't. As long as the console, so let's say the 64 is downloaded onto my Nintendo Switch, onto my account, I can then play any of those Nintendo 64 games anywhere I want. Same with the Genesis, same with NES and SNES. It's awesome. I love that feature. So being able to play a pretty good emulated Ocarina of Time anywhere I want, pretty cool. I mean, I know the 3DS version exists, and it's also a really good port and a HD kind of up-res and stuff like that. And it's awesome. It's cool. I like my Switch. I don't have a 3DS anymore. I have my Switch, so it makes sense to me. Like I was mentioning earlier, you know, we were talking a little bit about prices, and $20 for the year for just NES, SNES, online gaming, cloud gaming, stuff like that. Cool, not bad. But then if you want to do the expansion pass, it actually goes up a little bit. So instead of just $20 a month, you're paying $50 a month. And I mean a year. It's not a month, it's a year. You're paying $50 a year for everything I mentioned a little bit ago. So you have the access to online gaming, cloud gaming, or saving, sorry. You also have the library of NES games and SNES games, which I think there's over like 100 games. I could just look it up and not be lazy, but again, transparency here. I like to keep it real with y'all. And then you have the 64 and you have the Sega Genesis, which both keep adding new games quite frequently. Like I said, Wave Race was the newest game added to the 64, which made little 8-year-old Andy pretty freaking happy. I used to play Wave Race a lot growing up with my brother, and we always really enjoyed it. Very stoked that it's now available anywhere I want on the go. But for $50 a year, is it worth it? Like, that's quite a bit of money. I think it is. I'm just going to tell you. I personally think that it is worth it because if you look at the library of games and you just scroll through the endless fun possibility you have at your fingertips anywhere you want, and then you look at how much retro games are these days. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was kind of saying that as a collector, you know, he would rather have the physical versions of these and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And I get that. I do. I understand that. But can you play them anywhere you want? Can you play them at your best friend's wedding? Can you play them on a train from somewhere to somewhere? I don't know. I don't know where you live. Can you play it at a party that you don't want to be at? And so instead, you're the weird kid sitting in the corner drinking your root beer, playing your Nintendo Switch. You could do that, you know, and you could play any of these games. You can't just walk around bringing a CRT TV and a freaking Nintendo 64 or Sega Genesis or NES or SNES. You can't. I mean, you can. Who's stopping you? Not me. You do what you want to do as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. Hey, I support you if you want to carry a backpack with a gas-powered engine and a TV and all these things, and you want to go to a party at your best friend's house in the middle of a rainstorm in the wedding, and you want to play your Sega Genesis in front of everybody and show how cool you are playing Sunset Riders by yourself, do it. No one's stopping you. But if you have a Switch, you paid $50 for the year. Again, it's a yearly subscription. So if you break that down, I'm bad at math, so we're going to use my handy-dandy calculator. So 50 divided by 12. Nope. 50 divided by 12. $4 a month. $4.16. It's a month. That's not that much. It's not. And another argument that I saw actually in my YouTube comments on my last video was someone was talking about how it's not like the virtual console on the Wii and the Wii U where you paid for these games and you own them, right? And you could play them whenever you want. You download them to your console and stuff like that. You don't do that with this. This is all subscription. So at the blink of an eye, it could be gone. He had a very, very good point. And I never actually thought about that. And I really do wish that this was still more of a virtual console type situation like the Wii and Wii U and even the 3DS, because I would 100% buy all of those games again. Like if they had a virtual console on the Switch and allowed me to buy Golden Sun 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance or Fire Red, Leaf Green, whatever, give me those. I will pay you again for them. I own them on the Wii U, or at least Golden Sun 1 and 2. I don't think Fire Red and Leaf Green was on there, but Fire Emblem, Blazing Blade and Sacred Stones and other amazing GBA games that I can now only play on my virtual console on my Wii U. But I mean, y'all know how I feel about the Wii U. I love it. I can still play those. I bought them, and Metroid Prime, not Prime, but Metroid Fusion and Zero Mission, I own them. I bought them, so I can play them whenever I want. These games I don't own. I'm just renting, in a sense. It's a subscription. It's here today. It could be gone tomorrow. But at the end of the day, I still think it's worth your buck because, like I said, I was kind of mentioning a little bit earlier, look at the price of retro gaming these days. It's skyrocketing like crazy. Some of this stuff is getting so expensive that it's not worth it, like GameCube in particular, and that's one of the things that, who knows, could possibly one day pop up on the NSO. We don't know. We don't know what Nintendo's plans are because they definitely shocked me by putting Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis. I would have been happy with just the 64. In all honesty, I still would have paid them $50 a year for that, to have those games on the go. But then now also to have Sonic and other great, amazing Genesis games, it's pretty great. I mean, again, it's all subjective at the end of the day. You can choose to pay for whatever it is that you want, whether you want to pay the $50 a year and play these games or not. Who am I to tell you? But if you want my opinion and you're looking to see what I think about it and say about it, I think it's worth it. I think it's cool. Like I said, I've been just repeating myself now to have these games on the go, be able to play them at your best friend's wedding in the middle of a thunderstorm while it's tornadoing outside and you don't want to bring your giant CRTV and your Sega Genesis and your gas-powered engine and all these different things that you could play it, and everyone looks at you like you're a weirdo drinking your Mountain Dew or root beer in the middle of a corner of the party. have your Switch, pull it out, play those games, have a great time. Thank you guys for watching. Nintendo Switch is worth it. Nintendo Switch Online is worth it. The expansion is worth it. Let's bring over those GBA games, damn it. Thank you guys so much. Catch you in the next one. Peace.